Hello, House of Metamorphosis Tribe. Welcome back to the channel where we're transforming hairdressers from the inside out. And today's topic is selling yourself short for money. This is part of the Burnout, the Alleviating Burnout series that I am putting out, and resolve for you answers, some solutions for you to support you in the industry on how to alleviate burnout, or not even create burnout in your field and in your inner system. And one of the things that I notice is that a lot of hairdressers put their clients, their service to their clients, in the performance category, so that they feel like they're giving their clients a full service because it's part of the culture. What does a full service require? Beyond the hair, like a lot of clients come to hairdressers because they're entertained. They really are. A lot of hairdressers entertain or listen, or they're therapists to their clients, or they're directory informers. There's something outside in their interpersonal exchange with their clients that the client actually comes to see them primarily to, even though they think it's the hair, but secondary, it's always the hair. They come and see you. So in order to stand out, this is the culture. I'm just unpacking and being authentic about the culture. In order for you to stand out in the sea of incredible professionals that are out there in the world, in our industry, there has to be something dynamic about you. There has to be something unique about you, and it's about you sometimes, on some occasions, actually putting on a performance to maintain that identity that clients are used to seeing you. But what happens when you start changing? Like, it might be okay that you're this, get up and go fun person, let's rock, all the cool places to go to in your 20s, 30s. And then, you might, in your late 30s, you might have a family. And that will change your energetic structure and your mindset and flip you into a different person. Those initiation rites where you are also transforming and evolving your humanity places you in a situation where, how do you meet your authenticity outside of your performance with your clients? This is a really big question, because let's just break it down a little bit. So you have a child, and the initiation of motherhood or fatherhood is that, you slow down a lot. It slows you down a lot. Having a child, I've had to, having a child slows you down a lot, and it makes you become very present to the moment by moment moments that are happening in your life. There's no performance with having a child. It's usually, how can you be most authentic? Now, if you're going into the salon and you're doing the absolute reverse to that, the energy that it's going to take, and this is all part of the burnout subject, the energy that it's going to take you to switch personalities between home and work life is going to require a lot of energy to maintain. That's the switching gears. Firstly, leaving home, going to work, you probably find yourself preparing your mind, your body, your energy system, preparing yourself for the day. Like maybe, putting on loud music in the car, or like having a big shot of coffee, or whatever it is that you need, that you do to prepare yourself to get into the salon and to be the identity that your clients and your team is used to receiving from you. And then the reverse happens on the way back, leaving the salon, coming home, you winding down out of the hairdresser's identity into the parent identity or the partner identity or whatever a situation that you're coming home to that's very different to your salon life, and you're noticing that you're winding down, coming out of that identity to step into the other identity. And this is where the emotional labor, the burnout, is actually causing emotional labor, because it's not only about what you take on from your clients when you're working with them, it's the switching gears of personalities that you go through yourself when you're working in an inauthentic way. And again, I will say again in this video, it's like burnout is a choice. It's a choice about choosing your authenticity as opposed to your performative identity, and what is going to serve your longevity for your career at the highest level. And how do you unwind from, if you've been performative and you're noticing signs of burnout, especially if you've been in the industry for a few decades now and you're noticing signs of burnout, how do you unwind, unfurl from that experience and come into your truest self, so that there is no separation between who you are at home and who you are at work, and there's no flipping in and out of identity suits. Now, in therapy, we call this a split, and in extreme cases, it can actually cause a personality disorder. In extreme cases, where you become so synchronized into like becoming that identity that it becomes part of your character, and you actually become disassociated from the life that you have at home or at work. It's two different personas. So it can become quite a conflict of mental interest and personality, and it becomes a split. So it's it is damaging, and you can imagine the energy and over the years how much that takes away. It sort of wears you down. And I don't know if you're resonating with this conversation right now, and you're sort of like been in the industry for 30 plus years, and you've sort of like, you're so over it. You know, you've actually left the performance part of you behind, and now you're really like, don't care. You show up as who you are, and you're just being yourself more often now. And that's been the transformation for you, because the exhaustion of slipping in and out of those identities just was causing too much burnout and too much mental fatigue. So this is another part of the burnout series. It's another part of what causes burnout and how do you alleviate it. So we've identified the personality split. So how do you do that? So it's like, well, firstly, if you don't know where to start, one of the greatest things that I can support you with, because I'm the hairdresser's therapist, is you can go to houseofmetamorphosis.au and book a free discovery call with me, and let's see where you're at and how I can best support you with creating a roadmap to unfurl from that. Secondly, you can actually take a look and start personally writing down and identifying what you're not enjoying anymore. That's the first thing. Like, if you can do for yourself, get yourself a journal and start writing down the things that you don't enjoy. Like, I'm not enjoying going into the salon anymore. I'm not enjoying coming home anymore. I'm not enjoying, putting on a show anymore. I'm not enjoying listening to clients all day. I'm like, whatever it is for you that you're starting to notice that you're tuning out of, because you just don't want to be a part of it anymore. In your nervous system's rejecting it. It's going, I can't do this anymore. I'm just exhausted. Because that's the body, your intuitive body, actually communicating to you, going, hey, dude, we can't do this anymore. We're not doing this. This is your nervous system and all your bodies just saying, we can't do this, and we can't keep this up anymore. We're exhausted. So really important things like burnout is a major issue in our industry. And I just felt like really bringing it, to the table at this point. And I feel like there'll be another talk about this. So there's one more little piece that I want to bring in for maybe the next video. But to prepare you for Christmas, a lot of people that are working with me one-on-one, their Christmases are like any other month for them. We don't change from February to December. There's no difference. Every month is exactly the same. They operate the same. There's no hoo-ha for Christmas. They're not fitting in more clients. They're rolling with their natural flow and their energy so that they get to enjoy their time off for Christmas and the holidays as well with their family and friends, and they're not burnt out and exhausted. So we get to that, and we're still sort of like in a really beautiful flow, still making targets, still meeting profit margins, still doing all the things, but not at the expense of the self. So that's how it's happening with me and my clients that I work with one-on-one. But with you, to start off with, what is it that you don't like about what you're doing every day anymore? Great place to start. Just write that down and start reflecting upon it and start breaking it down for yourself and start trying to understand what needs to change and what is ready for change, more importantly. That was our second little conversation about alleviating burnout. But yeah, if you loved what I'm talking about, you want to know more, you want to connect with me, you want to have a little conversation with me, go to houseofmetamorphosis.au and book a free discovery call with me, and let's have a chat to see how I can best support you with where you are at right now. Beyond that, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you love this content and it's supporting you, so the channel may grow and other people may reach this information. And after that, I thank you so much for your time and your presence and for listening to the end. And I so look forward to seeing you on another conversation next time. Bye for now.